Welcome back, viewers. In today's video, we are going to check out the security section of the Mageia control center. Let us start. So configure the system security permissions and audit. So the firewall will be audited using this. So you can see here the firewall is enabled with 52 rules. You can configure the firewall from here. I will just show you in short. So which services you will like to allow the internet to connect to. So you can check the services. You can tick the services that you want the internet to connect to. So you can let all the services connect with internet, that is no firewall. You can only allow the web server to connect with internet. You can only allow the domain name servers, that is the DNS service, to connect with internet. You can allow the SSH server, FTP server, mail server, POP and IMAP server, Windows file sharing, SMB server, system log, network logging, sub server. So all these are there. Echo request, so you can allow the echo request ping to go out to the internet. You can allow the network services auto discovery, zero configuration and SLP. You can allow the network printer scanner auto discovery, so you can scan and configure the different printer and scanner nodes on your local network using this. And you can allow the BitTorrent to access the internet. So what we'll do is we will allow the BitTorrent, then we will allow the echo request, that is ping, and we will allow, if you remember, we have configured the Windows Samba, so we will allow that Windows file sharing, that is the SMB, and we will also install the Samba application packages. So we will allow this packages. Further in advanced, you can create miscellaneous ports or custom ports for your services to connect with the internet. So we are not going to do anything right now here. And there is an option to log firewall messages in the system log. So that is very good. You should always audit the firewall to increase the safety of your system. You can be warned when someone accesses to a service or tries to intrude in your computer. Please select which network services to be watched. So by default, interactive firewall service is watched. Port scan detection, Windows file sharing, that is SMB, echo request ping, and the BitTorrent. So what service is configured to be able to connect with the internal? All those services will be watched. Next is updates. So you can update the system from here. I need to contact the mirror to get latest update packages. Please check that your network is currently running. So we have to say yes, and you have to wait for the software packages updater to come up with any updates that are available. So right now there are no updates available because we had installed this system few days back only. So there might not be much updates available at this point. Next is to configure the security. So right now you can see the base security level is standard. The security gets checked periodically. You can check daily, weekly, monthly, and manually. So for the security check, you can run it manually using this. So what I will do is I will just click here, and the security scan will run, and it will show the result in the system log, and you can also configure it. So here you can see basic security. So there are some certain you can say levels. So you have got a netbook level, file server level, web server, secure level, audit daily, audit weekly, and you can send the security alerts by email to root. So you can configure your email to receive those logs, and you can display the security alerts on the desktop also. So this is the basic security. So we have already enabled the MSec tool by default when we installed the system. And here in the system security, you can enable or disable the contents. For example, I think we should be able to disable or enable. Let us see if it's possible. Whether it is possible. No, I think it is not possible. Let's check. So by default, certain we can say yes, certain levels of the security will have certain configurations of the system security. So for this base or standard security, this is the system security configuration which is shown here. And if you want, I think you will be able to change from the level from the netbook standard to the netbook. Let me try from here. There will be some way to do that. Okay, we will show it in other video because I think it will require a big video how to change the levels of security, basic security. So now let us go over to the network security. So in network security, it depends everything on the levels that we have selected. So right now standard level is there. So based on this, system security is configured, and you cannot reconfigure it from here. You will have to change the security level. Then network security, you can see here, this is the enable spoofing protection, enable log strange packets, allow X server to listen, allow X corrections, allow remote login, accept ICMP echo, accept broadcasted ICMP echo. So no, yes, you can accept bogus error responses. So value is no. So it will not, system will not accept. And allow remote login. So without password, right now it is allowed, but you can change this. You can go and change the basic security level or the standard security level to netbook, or you can go for the server or web server. It will further enhance this, and if it is secure level, then it will be very foolproof, and no such things like connection without password will be allowed. And here you can check out what things will be checked during the periodic check. So these are all the security tools that will be checked during the periodic checks. You can add certain exceptions. You can add a rule as an exception to the system security. You can add the different permissions to the different system paths. You can see here, these are the all different system paths. Who can access this and who can do what, whether he can read write, or he can just view. So everything is done from here. So you can harden your system using this Mageia security. So Mageia security, it consists of system security and audit. So you can configure your system security with much granularity, and you can audit your system time to time. So I think we have completed the system security. Now let us check out the set up your personal firewall. So this is very nice. I think the personal firewall is already there. Let me check. There is some issue. I think it's not opening. Let us check for the firewall. Firewall is not accessible from the applications menu. Okay. What I will do is, let me restart it. Let's close this Mageia control center. We will again go back to the security. So now this firewall is loading. You can see here. So this is all the settings which these services you will allow to connect with internet. So I have shown you earlier also. So I will not go in detail because we have checked this out earlier also. Now set up your personal IPv6 firewall. So this is the firewall for the IPv6 type of connection. So here also you can check echo ping request, BitTorrent, and the Windows file sharing. So if your system nodes or the network nodes which are sharing the files and folders with you, or you are sharing files and folders with them, they are using the IPv6 standard for the internet, then you can control that connection using this control. So that is your IPv6 firewall. So you can do this configuration, and you can control the services that are accessing the internet using the IPv6 standard. Okay, so that's done. I will close this. Next is configure authentication for Mageia tools. So if you want, you can set up the configuration for authenticating the different Mageia tools. So it will ask you for password whenever you want to work on this Mageia tools, or if you want to use this Mageia tool. So right now it is default, but you can set your user password or admin password. So for example, in software management, let us set the admin password, click OK. And now what you can do is we'll just go to the welcome app. I'll just show you on the welcome app and try to do the software update. Just let me go once. So in software management, okay, so it is software management. So what I do is stop this. Okay, software management, let us see. I think there is a yes, it is already asking for the password. So that means that in the default settings, the system is already asking for password to use the software management. So you have to just check you have to do the trial and error and check out what is the default level of authentication in the Mageia tools. So here you can see each facet of the Mageia tool is configurable for security. Even the boot configuration can be locked. So if you remember, during the installation we had supplied a password for the boot configuration. So no can say no unknown user or no hacker can access your boot configuration, or no application can access your boot configuration and do changes to it. So this is a well-grained application to configure authentication for the Mageia tools. Now let us go over to the advanced setup for network interfaces and firewall. So here you can configure the virtual shared addresses, virtual ID, the real address for the your network interface. You can also add password to your network interface. You can start it as a master. You can synchronize the firewall contract tables, connection tables, and the synchronization network interface, that also you can specify here, and the connection mark bit can also be specified. So that also lot of we can say granularity to the security in Mageia. And finally the parental controls are there, so you can okay, I will again click this, we'll close this. Okay, I will close this and we will open it again. So there is some issue. Okay, we'll go back to security, open the parental control. So I think this parental controls is not working. You can see it is getting exited abnormally. So we have finished the security section of the Mageia control center, and in the next video we will check out the boot section of the Mageia control center. See you then. Bye bye.